Alright, here's the cj5. It's an 80 model, and I, like a lot of other people, have had about 10 or 15 different Jeeps. Runs in the blood, I guess. But here's the first time I've ever done this, and I was looking in Jeep magazine and found the write-up about the quarter panel replacement, so that's where I'm getting started now. The floors in this thing aren't too bad. I've been slowly taking everything out of the way to cut this thing out, but I printed out this, and you can find that on the four-wheeler website, but it's got a pretty good tutorial here about cutting this quarter panel out, so I've kind of been following that as a guide, and kind of here's where I'm at right now. I've got the brace here. Now, they were saying there was only a few spot welds, but hell, I've already found 8 just on this brace right here, and popped that loose. And the other spot welds here on the inside would be down your seam here, your fender well. I found all these and I've cut these out. And I got a 3/8 Harbor Freight bit cutter. It was like $5, and I bought 2 of them because I'm sure these Chinese crap, you'll go through them pretty quickly. But that's where I'm at, and I'm starting to look at it now. They're saying you got to cut into this with a Sawzall, and I've still got to pull the fender off the front here, so I'll probably do that later today and try to make a new video for that. But here's the seam, is where they're saying to cut, and this is where you got to be really careful. And there's a emergency brake bracket that you'll have to transfer under the new panel, what they're saying. But it looks pretty straightforward. Well, for the most part, I would say probably disconnect some of that wiring. I'm going to try to wire loom it and tie it and move it off where this bracket is, but mine's pretty much shot. This is a Colorado hunting Jeep that sat at a camp for 20 years. So as I found rust, I wasn't going to try to do patch panels. I thought about it, but you can get the quarter panel. I found actually through Summit for like $231 a side versus the Omaxata or whatever, the Philippine maker of these Jeep panels. I mean, I looked at priced a couple, and some of them are up to $500, but I don't really care to not have that Jeep logo. It'd be nice to have that stamp, but I'm not paying $200 or $300 more to have it. In the back here, still got to do the tail light, but that's kind of where I'm at now. The roll bar was a pain in the butt. I ain't gonna lie, that took a couple days of heating with a torch, hitting it with the impact gun, but I was able to free up all the bolts with the Torx bit. It's a T45 bit to take those roll bar bolts off on this, on the cj5. I think the 7 is probably the same thing, but this is one of the newer Jeeps I've ever owned. I've always had the Willys, and it's a little more different, but not much. But yeah, I'll put some more video when I get going on it and get this fender off.